So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this interview with the St Vincent de Paul Society, either going up on the Well of Hope or on YouTube. Today, I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by the wonderful Lisa. Lisa is our Twinnage Administration Officer and our Membership Development Officer for Southwark. So, good morning, Lisa. How are you?
Good morning, Alec. I'm well, thank you.
Very glad to hear it. The weather's getting a little bit better over here, so we're getting there. We're getting there. It was so sunny, and now it's absolutely lathered it down, and it's sunny again. So everything's going well. Everything's going well. So Lisa, if you just want to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your involvement with the SVP. Just tell us whatever you fancy. Whatever you fancy.
Well, I've been lucky enough to be a conference member in our local conference, St Peter's in Rotherhithe, down in South East London. I've been a conference member for 5 years. I'm conference treasurer, and I have really strong local community connections in our local area, which helps with the SVP work, because obviously we are open to many people that need help. So we have a broad range of need in the area. We tend to focus on the food bank referrals, and we actually manage a small food bank from our parish church, which has led us into this project that we've been doing lately with a food distribution network that we have with a local catering company.
Wonderful, and it's this food distribution service that we're so interested in. It's obviously we're aware of everything that's been going on with Corona, and unfortunately, some of the SVP staff were furloughed. And Lisa, you found yourself furloughed. I think you're coming back to us, thankfully, but you found yourself furloughed, and you were able to pick this work up, which is surprised. Well, not surprised us, but we thought is absolutely wonderful. So please, if you want to tell us a little bit about what your SVP conference is doing, and particularly about this project that you've had on during this crisis, that'd be wonderful.
So obviously being furloughed for the 4 weeks, it gave me an opportunity to really dig into our community and ensure that we were seeking the vulnerable that were in need outside of our SVP conference as well. I am quite active locally in Tenants and Residents Association, which has been a really good connection with getting the food distribution up and running, because it's through the local community connections that we've had the access to this food. So obviously being furloughed was a blessing in disguise, really, because it enabled us to get these food to vulnerable people that are isolating, shielding. We've been helping families that have found themselves really hit hard with the virus. We're distributing food to carers of family members that are in hospital, which obviously they're in isolation. So the whole opportunity came about in a really, out of a sad thing, obviously the coronavirus happening. We've established really strong community links now, and we're, as Vincentians always do, we seek and find those in need. And it's just an amazing opportunity from a 2 meter distance to actually go and be that human interaction still with people, because you're doing the kind of shop and drop theology of kind of just taking them a bag of freshly prepared food. All they have to do is stick it in the microwave. They've got the dinner for 2 days, and it's something to keep them going. So what we have been finding is families that have been struggling because they have so much going on. Obviously, children are at home trying to homeschool. I have 3 small children, and that's been an interesting challenge with the 3 kids at home. So it's nice to just be that person 2 meters away at a front door saying, I understand and I'm here to help. So whatever you can do, we're actually here to help you. And the community, it's been an amazing experience and a really uplifting one to see so many people come together, because we're a relatively small conference. We only have 5 people in our conference. 2 of them are in the age group where they should be isolating. So they are still helping us with phone calls and things like that, and seeking out those that do need the help. And what we've actually found is, once you find one person, that person then knows 3 others that need help. And that's what we've come across now. Is we've been doing this for 4 weeks, and in the 4 weeks through our SVP conference of 5 people, we've delivered 294 meals.
Wow.
and we've got another 50, I think it's 54 going out today. So by the end of this week, we would have distributed over 300 meals to, it's normally between 20 and 25 families or couples that are in need. So being furloughed really gave us an opportunity, or gave me an opportunity, to pull the community together and work on those really strong community connections to get things up and running. So it's worked really well for us, really well.
That's wonderful. I mean, 'cause we're hearing so much about how bad the isolation is and how badly it's affecting people, and how it's pulling people apart in many ways. But actually, what I've heard from other people as well is actually it's pulling us together as well. And as not just as a nation, as a sort of community, as you're saying, but also as organisations, as just anything that we can get, as friendship groups even, we're being pulled together. So although you'd assume with isolation you'd be pulled apart, but actually we're not. We're pulled together, and we're pulled together to help others, which is one of the strongest ways in which we can be pulled together. So I mean, so you're saying how you found people, because this will be useful for members and for others out there. So how did you initially find the first people that you started with, is in contacts and people to help?
We actually contacted our local, our normal beneficiaries to see how they were doing and how things were going with them. Our parish priest was actually hospitalised with COVID-19.
Wow.
So we had quite a tough time as a parish. So we have picked up on his extra calls that he did. So the calls that he was doing to the elder parishioners in the area, we've picked up and worked on our links with them to ensure that they're getting food. And with my tenants association that I'm part of, we've actually been managing to get in contact with people locally on the estates and in the surrounding streets and things like that, to actually introduce them as well to the SVP. Because in this time as well, during furlough, I created a Facebook page for our local conference, which has been reshared on the national SVP website, which we were really, really proud of. And obviously,
Yeah, I saw it.
So it's to get that up and running in 4 weeks, and to be able to continue the befriending over the phone and things like that, and just to be that listening ear on the telephone for people. But the material need for food is astronomical. We have families, single parent families in isolation, where they have small children, they can't go out and get shopping. So how else can we ramp up our effort? So we're actually in contact at the moment with the local authority to see if we can become a distribution kind of centre for the essential boxes for people that are over 70, for people that are in extreme financial hardship. There are self-referrals that they can go onto the local authority website and do themselves, but we want to offer ourselves up as that place where the boxes can be dropped off and then distributed to those that we know are in need, because we've done it from a two-prong attack really. We've done the community aspect, which is what I'm always locally involved in anyway, but we've created the list for the SVP as well. And the SVP list, just for our parish, is a lot longer than the list that I have from our local neighbours. So the need is definitely there. And just, and as you say, as we come together, it has been an extremely testing time for a lot of people. But the friendship that's come out of this and the conversations, and just to be that person on the end of the phone. We've had neighbours that have lost family members, and just to be that person to stand there for 10 minutes with them at a distance and just say, it's fine, just talk. It's absolutely fine. Whatever you want to say to me is absolutely fine. So we've had tears, we've had laughter. It's been an extreme roller coaster, but it's been an amazing building block in our relationships with people.
That's wonderful to hear. No, that really is actually, and I think it's that personal approach, that giving back of people's dignity, which the SVP does so well. So it's really, really nice to hear. We'll move on. Do you have any advice for other members or conferences who are out there who might want to either start up similar projects, or who are just looking to help in general during this crisis and who haven't been able to start something already, maybe?
For us, our community connections with our local ward councillors have been invaluable, because they're aware from a local authority who's in need in the immediate local area, as well as the church connections. So locally, my local ward councillors, and obviously with us working closely with our priest because he became incapacitated. He was in hospital for about a week, so he's still recovering now 4 weeks later. So it's just getting in contact with your local parish. Again, churches in the local area, if there are anyone, that's our next step, is we're getting in contact with a local church to see if there's anyone that they know that need help, because obviously the SVP do have a really good understanding of what is needed, and it's in us to do this. It's always in us to do this, and we react well to crisis, and we always are that person that is there listening and hopefully there to help. So yeah, my advice really for a local authority, if you don't have many offers of need or
So say like referrals, office of referrals, yeah.
So if you don't have offers of referrals in the area through your parish, please contact your local ward councillors. They will be available on your local authority website. Seek those out, because if you offer in your service to them, they will use you, because there is a lot of need in the area. As I say, we are aware of a lot in the area, and it isn't just our immediate estates or streets that are in need. At the moment, our local food distribution is covering 4 voting wards. So that's 4 different ward councillors or groups of ward councillors that we would have to deal with. But just from our local parish church, we have parishioners that are in 4 different ward areas. So relationships with the local authority and the ward councillors, we found, have been very, very, very productive.
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, compassion doesn't have any limits. That's what I often find. That's really good advice. So I'd suggest if you are looking to help, then you just need to find another way of getting referrals. I know I've heard of conferences, as you say, working with the hubs is what they're calling them, I believe, the council hubs, and because they've got the government effort, that's the letters that are going out, they're the numbers, and so working quite closely with the hubs at the moment has been really good, and the hubs will slowly decrease. I think that's what people have been realizing, is the hubs aren't going to last forever. The councils aren't going to always do this, and so actually we're vital, because when this support runs out from the government, we're still going to be there. And so it's not like we need to diminish and the council effort needs to get bigger. If anything, it's the other way around. The council effort is going to get smaller, and we need to start trying to fill that gap. So yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for advice. So
going on the back of that, with the council support for us, we've seen that these people will still be in need afterwards. So from an SVP conference, we can introduce ourselves because of that local connection. You're someone's neighbour. They may not necessarily know that you're with the SVP conference, but they see you delivering the parcels and the things like that, and it's an opening conversation as to how are you doing this and why are you doing this. And that's a great introduction for the SVP, because what we've been doing is, in our food parcels, we've done little cards that have the SVP information on, and these are being distributed by the SVP volunteers. We have a Facebook page. These are our contact details, and there's a few great real quotes from Blessed Frederick Ozanam and St Vincent de Paul as well, just to reassure people that we will always be there. After all this has returned to whatever normality will come out of it, the SVP will always be there to be that friend and to help wherever we possibly can.
Wonderful. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, and that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So if we'll wrap it up now. You're probably quite glad. I'll let you go. But if there's one last message, and I'm going to throw this at you, if there's one last message that you would have for people out there who are perhaps feeling slightly lonely or are losing hope, and who are sort of getting a bit anxious about everything that's going on, is there one message that you would have for them?
Self-care is very important. We can't help others if we don't help ourselves. So maybe to take that 5 minutes in a day just to sit quietly and just do nothing. We can either lose ourselves in prayer, in reflection, or we can just sit and be still, which is really important, because if your mind isn't clear enough to deal with the turmoil and the troubles that are coming, or the family issues that you may have, or that your neighbours may have, or things that you may become aware of. If you yourself are not clear, then you could be more of a hindrance than a help to people. So that 5-10 minutes just to sit and be still is, I find, invaluable, especially, as I say, with 3 children at home, homeschooling. It's been challenging. So just that 5-10 minutes just to be still and reflect.
Wonderful, wonderful, great, wonderful advice, wonderful advice. Okay, so we'll let you go. I know you must be very busy, and you're itching to get on with the day, I imagine. So we'll let you go. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Honestly, it does mean a lot, and I know it'll mean a lot to the members that do listen. So thank you very much for that. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for your time, Alec.
Wonderful. So yes, and thank you, listeners. So whether you've found this through YouTube or through the Well of Hope, please do continue to enjoy the other videos and the other resources that we've created. And if you are interested, or if you would like to know more about the work of the St Vincent de Paul Society, either within England and Wales or within the rest of the world, then please do take a closer look at our website. If you would like to make a donation, then please also go back to our website. There's plenty of ways to donate on there, or please give us a ring. Please also do head back to the Well of Hope. There's plenty more on there for you to enjoy. But please know that you are all in our thoughts and prayers at the moment, and that we ask that you also keep us in your prayers, and especially frontline workers and people like Lisa, who are doing such wonderful things. So please pray for us. But we wish you all every blessing, Lisa, and we wish all the listeners every blessing and every good work today. So we'll catch you later. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.